So we had a dream. We dreamed of having a place on the creek or on the river or on the water, and we did not think it was possible. We're not rich, we never have been, and we didn't think we could afford it, but we just went for it, didn't we?
Yep. And the purpose of this video is just that. Just if you've got a dream and you got a hope, you know, just keep working at it, and one day it'll come true.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Jan. Hello.
We just wanted to take a little time to show you what we've built here in the last 3.5 years. Gosh, it's been almost, well, in August it'll be 4 years since we first started with this property. I think we bought it in July of 2020. Is that right?
Yeah, and closed in August.
So let's show you around and show you what we've been building. We almost got a little village here. Well, let's just take a closer look at these buildings that we built. Let's go. When we first built the cabin, we didn't put any windows in it at first because I wanted to get it dried in and I wasn't ready. And the neighbors thought, who's building a shed right up by the road? And the reason we're up by the road is because of the floodplain. That first year when we bought the property, 3 times the water came all over the bank, and right here it was over a foot deep right here. But up on this little hill, it's not in the floodplain, so we could build it low to the ground, you know, as low as they would let us. Even though it's unrestricted, we had to get everything permitted, and you know, so I had to watch out. If I would have built it down by the creek, it would have been way up on stilts. We didn't want that. These old 100-year-old wavy farm glass windows are irreplaceable. I got a deal on them. I paid $5 a piece for them. I got 2 in each hole, so double insulated. But to protect them, I built these shutters that close so the lawnmower don't sling a rock and break them, because it'd be hard to replace them.
I found these cool awnings online, so when we come in the door, we don't get soaking wet because we don't have any gutters. So here's the living room of our little cabin, and it's got everything we need. So when we have friends come over, we got a couple of twin beds up in a loft that we got guest area up there.
It's 7 feet tall, tall enough to stand in.
Yep.
We got that because we did make our walls 10 foot high instead of 8. These barn doors are made out of this old flooring that I got off a job. Just a simple little bathroom, a little vanity, little toilet, small hot water heater, and a shower, and some metal on the ceiling. The other barn door is to our little bedroom.
So one of the first things we did after we got the cabin built, we built this little back porch so we could sit out here and see the river, and got a couple of hummingbird feeders here. And we got a really pretty view of the river. So,
We do love the porch for coffee in the morning, don't we?
It's very comfy.
After we got settled in our little cabin, we built this first shed, and it was just for storage. In the beginning, the door was in the front. But as time went on, we converted it into a tiny guest house.
Hey, let me show you the inside. Just a simple little double full-size bed. It's a futon actually, but we had a couple of friends stay in here already and they said it was 5 stars. And then we have a little bathroom here with a sink and a toilet. All you need.
The toilet is wall mounted, and I did that so I didn't have to raise the building more than I already had to, which was about a foot, just so I had enough fall to get to the septic tank.
Yeah, we'll have to try it one night for the fun of it.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, we love our little tiny guest house. And if you've been following along, we built this fence, and I did that to just to get everybody's eyes on something when they came by. It's recognizable. Hard to see with the lighting, but there you go. We planted all these trees. They were literally 10, 12 inches, maybe some of the store-bought ones 16 inches tall. And they're 5, 6, 7 feet tall, some of them even more, and they're growing like crazy. We did that just because we're so close to the road. We wanted to block off some of the noise. Before I could turn that shed into a tiny house, I needed to build another shed, and that is so I had a place to put all my stuff. So I built this one, and man, did this video ever get the views. It's got way over 680,000 views. That's awesome.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for this one, I probably wouldn't even have 1,000 subscribers yet.
Just a bunch of junk you don't want to see.
Yeah, there ain't much in there, but I do like that Star Trek character.
Oh my.
I recently redid this window on a video. That's another one of them. It came from the same guy. It was $5, and it's that old wavy glass. What's unusual is it has 13 panes. And I thought that was kind of cool because people are so superstitious. I like it when people know that superstition is goofy because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in superstition. We got our wood pile. We made this rack for the canoes and kayaks. And I kind of got the nice little fenced in area where I can keep extra building materials and whatnot. So it works out good. Keep it out of sight where it ain't such an eyesore. Still have this cool piece of yard art to find a home for. I mounted one of them over here, but I didn't know where to put the other one yet. To go along with the tiny guest house, we built an outdoor kitchen. So we kind of keep all the pots and pans and cook things in these bins, and built this shelf here, and we have power and water as soon as I get it fixed. The last thing we built was this open air outdoor workspace building. It's a little pole barn with no front and no sides on it. And the reason we did that is I needed a dry place to work. And since I took my little shop and turned it into a storage shed and turned my storage shed into a guest house, I needed one more spot. So we built this. This was the last building. I've been in the process of restaining everything and repainting everything, and I'm not done yet. It's just been a lot of rainy weather. That door will get painted that turquoise blue like the other ones, and I did get this shed stained finally. Even around the back. And over here, that light color right there, that's the old stain. So the new stain is this more red in it. I just think it looks better. It was time for a change. It's looking good. So not necessarily for heat, although it throws off heat. We have a wood burner out here in this open pole barn. And every once in a while we'll make a fire and sit by it, because it's another good spot just to kick back and look at the beauty. We're really thankful. God's really been good to us. He gave us the health and the brains and the finances to, you know, to put these buildings together. I never would have thought, Jan, would you?
No.
I never would have thought that we would have had a property that we could go and enjoy like this. I'm blown away. All you gotta do is just do it, right, Jan?
Yeah.
Let your light shine. Show someone the way. Touch somebody's life. He keeps barking at that birdhouse like there's something in there. I don't think there's anything in there. I don't know what he sees. Yep, it's like a tiny village. Isn't it, Jan? Hey, let's take a walk down to the end of the property. I'll show you the pump house we built. I cloned this crabapple tree off one that we had that just had thousands and thousands of crab apples. So maybe it'll be good food for the deer in the future. Yep. So the first year we were here, when I mentioned it was flooding, it flooded so much that it took the old well house and floated it away. Hey, there's a bluebird going in that box. Cool. Anyways, so we had to build a new one. We fashioned this after an old well, just made it look like that. And I think it looks good. I like it. And it works. It houses the water pump for the well. Jan, you haven't seen my potatoes. Our potatoes. I covered them up. That's supposed to make more potatoes.
Those look good.
They look good. So we found out that back in the 70s, this property was owned by someone who made an underground greenhouse. And from this end all the way to the other end, the man had an underground buried greenhouse. Maybe just the top was glass and everything else was underground, because then he could grow longer into the year. But in his second year, it flooded and ruined and put him out of business and bankrupted him. The whole thing, he had to fill it in, sell it, and that was the end of that. Yeah, I think that had something to do with that old underground greenhouse.
It's like a culvert.
It is a culvert, but you know, I can't find the other end. I've looked on the bank. When we bought this property, it came with 2 septic tanks. One that we use with the cabin, and one of them is right over here. We got it marked. It's right here for a future. Might be another nice spot on this end for another little building or cabin or something. It sure is pretty. This is one of my favorite parts of the creek. Sure is pretty. We had a dream. We dreamed of having a place on the creek or on the river or on the water, and we did not think it was possible. We're not rich, we never have been, and we didn't think we could afford it, but we just went for it, didn't we?
Yep. And the purpose of this video is just that. Just if you've got a dream and you got a hope, you know, just keep working at it, and one day it'll come through. Hard work and dedication, it'll come true. And from the good Lord.
That's right. Appreciate y'all coming along.
Bye.